What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright folks, it's that time. It's that time to kind of let you guys know what the plan of attack is going forward. Alright, so first thing to note, the live stream might actually be changed to the 22nd. I believe HANSEMI is coming out on the 22nd, not the 21st. So that is going to be altered on the schedule. So all the planning and testing will be done there. Now, this is going to be a pretty easy one. I've been saving like a madman. I've been saving like crazy, to be honest, as a free-to-play player. And I'm at 20k now, 18. I mean, this is, to some whales, you'd be like, bro, this is what I shit out when I go to the bathroom. These emeralds are nothing. Or essence stones. I call them emeralds. I don't know why. Essence stones. Emeralds are green. Why would you call pink things green? Anyways, this is nothing to whales, obviously, but the free-to-play player is it's honestly quite a bit. First off, before we go any further, let me just summon here, folks, so I get something fun. Now, I originally was going to go all in on, and I'm eating my words now, quite honestly. I'm like regretting this because I'm like, Arthur, when he clenches his fist and all those, that's me right now. I'm kind of eating my words, but I'm going to explain to you guys what I'm talking about real quick once I get another one. Oh, I was going to say Westwind. It wasn't a Westwind, wrong gun. I originally said on the reveal of HANSEMI's kit, not a kit, sorry, her gameplay, that there was no way in hell, even if Captain Planet was summoned or the Justice League of America or the X-Men or Avengers were summoned, that I would be summoning for her over Gunhee. Now, that was only if there was a competing banner. They both have now revealed their kits. I'm going to give you guys my take on who I'm going for, why, and where I'm stopping before even the testing happens. I'm still going to do testing, obviously, for you guys. That will not change. I think the pay-to-win account is fine to still do this. We have enough, I have enough tokens to get through. I think at least an A5 for each of them. But the main thing is, one's a support, one's a defensive unit. How much testing do I really need to do? I can still get a kit and pretty much tell you what it's going to be. Now, with that being said, things are always subject to change. And this, again, I'm saying it again from the last example. Yusa Yun was a breaker before, and then when she came out, she was no longer a breaker. She was just a mid-range, long-range, race stripe wearing hoochie who shot with a shotgun, and now we have, or a rifle, I guess in her case, and now we have two other units kits that are available to us, which may also change. Now let's start off with HANSEMI. So we know obviously A0, you want her. Everybody should go for her because you should be building a win team. Win team with Mirai and Wu is a really good team at the moment. Add her to the mix, you're even better, right? Now, where does it actually stop for her and where does it begin? So I think from a like advancement perspective, the only place I care about going with her, honestly, the only place is her A1, which is right here. I know it says passive 2, but it's actually her A1. I believe this is supposed to be her A0. When using Sharp Grass, Field of Fortune, Leaf of Life applies the breath buff to teams, giving you normal damage up, normal skill damage up to wind attributes by a bigger amount. And then passive A1, which is whenever you do Sharp Breath, she also will now, or whenever Sharp Breath is applied, you will now get increased critical hit rate and increased critical hit damage and recover X amount of power gauge. I think this is all you need to go to. There doesn't need to be any, I think for free to play, A2, I'm assuming this is A2 or A1, I guess maybe A1, because again, passive 1 I think is, because there's 6 of them here. There should only be 5, right? So I'm assuming that this is supposed to be A0, A1. So A1 I think is a perfect stop. There's no more. I mean, if you go any further, right, all you're getting really is more health. You're getting win team attribute increase, which obviously with your win team is going to matter a lot if you're a whale. Makes sense that you go that way. And then passive 6 obviously increases attack power or win percentage of damage. So obviously for whales, you want to go for A5. It's a no-brainer. Usually A5 is where most whales want to stop at because that's the penultimate, form of that, Frieza's final form kind of situation. But for all free-to-play players, honestly, she might be just good as A1. I think this is all you really need to do. So for me, this is no pun intended, a breath of fresh air because now I can save, right? I can now save. And so for her, I think this is going to be the best spot to just kind of call it quits. It doesn't make sense. Again, if the kit changes, then we have a whole different story. Now I have a funny feeling, and I don't know if Alpha is going to agree with this or not, but I have a funny feeling that these guys might be messing around with the kits purposely to throw things off. I get a funny feeling these might be beta kits and they're just still in the files and Alpha found them, and maybe they're trolling him and we're getting trolled at the same time. We're all just a big trolls behind under some bridges, like a bunch of bitches. Anyways, so that's where I go with him. Now, if you look at Gunhee, right? If this is again the same methodology we're thinking of, where passive 1 is A0, I mean the only place I would take him any further, really, would unfortunately be A6. I mean, because like if you look, A2 is pretty good because it gives lights attribute everything you want. But if you look into the full effect, like you know what, A1 is where I would stop for him as well too, because light attributes getting the bonus. So Cha and Min would get that bonus, or Cha and Beck, whatever they do with Beck, whatever they decide to make him. But really, at the end of the day, like if you look at it, his real value comes all the way down here in A5. So he might be the ultimate whale unit, depending on how much damage increase he has based on some of these extra things that he provides. Like, remember, defense is not a very good value, but the fact that he has a crazy shield, the fact that he can't recover HP, all of this is going to play into something. I'm assuming whether the lower his HP gets, the higher damage he does, and the more his shield can take. So he might be like a suicide character, right? Where he's just like, I'm old, I'm going to die anyways, let me just take some units out. So he might be that unit, right? But that last A5, where he gives critical hit damage increase and QTE skill damage increase, is pretty damn cool. Like, I have to say, that's a really cool one. So, but that requires you obviously to push him to A5. So for free-to-play players, personally, my stop is going to be A1. So we get a free copy of him, bam, one and done. All right, all I got to do now is just summon one more, and we're going to call it quits. For free-to-play, that is, right? For pay-to-win, I'm going to go all the way to A5 for both. And I want to test with you guys to see if what's worth it and what's not. Because honestly, we may be surprised with what we get from that old fart anyways. He might end up being a lot better than we thought, and we might all be, hopefully jumping up in joy that we were wrong. Or we might look back and be like, yo, woo treatment right now, Netmarble. Get this mofo $1 million treatment. Get him in surgery room right now and work his ass and get him back to where he belongs, and that is the top echelon of a character of his caliber. Should be top tier. Let's get a top tier, okay? So for those who are wondering what the attack here is on my end, that is what I'm going to do as a free-to-play player. A1 for both, stop there, right? Because we know we have more units coming down the line. Now it's kind of worrying because if I'm very excited for Goto Ryoji. Now, if he's going to end up being the same treatment as Gunhee, he'll be useless too. Right? He's on the freaking calendar for the roadmap, and I thought for sure, because they featured Gunhee and the fact that he is who he is, that we're going to get a crazy character. And if Alpha's predictions are correct and his numbers are correct, then we're going to get shit all, and we're going to get shit on. But I mean, he has his place, I'm sure, in the game. So I'm still going to go for him because I know Netmarble's smart enough not to release a character without them having any form of purpose. But I don't want to push all my gems into a character that may end up being a one-hit pony, and then we end up never using him again because other units will just overlap him. Anything with boobs and a butt at the moment is going to give you a nut. What? Pain? What the hell was that? Anyways, the point is, girls are just rocking this game, and it's just going to maintain that way, all right? So that's what I'm doing here. That's my plan of attack, personally. Let me know what you guys are planning to do. I'm curious if you guys are seeing this a little differently than I am. You've seen the kits now. Let me know where you plan to stop, and maybe it'll convince me to go further or not at all. Thanks so much, guys. See you in the next one.